What's up, guys? Just saw a video from the Cajun Blaze, an awesome knife channel. If you haven't seen his channel, definitely go check it out. I'll put a link in the description box. This is going to be a video response to him. Lately, he's been doing some really cool testing videos and some demos on the Cold Steel Recon 1, the new gen. This one happens to be the Tonto version. But anyway, he just did a video I just watched, and he stabbed a quarter with his Recon 1, and it had blunted the tip a little bit because of the softer AUS 8 stainless steel blade. So he had mentioned he would never do this with the Spyderco. Of course, this video is also directed for my good friend Tex Grebner. I mean, it's funny. It's always been funny with him putting down Spyderco stuff, but you know, just a little game we play back and forth. I love Spyderco. I also love Cold Steel. I also love SOG. I love Benchmade. I love, you know, Allmar. I love a million different brands. It's just a fun little thing we do. But anyway, I wanted to prove a point here. And I'm going to be using the Spyderco Tenacious. It still has a very nice point on it. And I'm going to be stabbing the quarter as well. I have two quarters here, two knives. Putting them head to head. They both have very nice points on them. And we'll see how they compare. Of course, this has a much stronger triad lock. This just has a liner lock. Hoping not to cut any fingers off today, but we're going to compare them. Now, I really should be doing this with a VG10 stainless steel blade. It would make my point a little bit better. This one happens to be the 8CR13 MOV, but basically it's Spyderco versus Cold Steel. See how they compare. First, we'll do the Cold Steel. Two US quarters. They're both identical, although I think they're different states. This one happens to be Oregon. These are the newer quarters. This one is Wyoming. But anyway, here we go. Cold Steel Tonto Recon 1. Okay. Didn't pierce all the way through. Of course, it's stuck to it. Let's check out that tip there. Didn't really do anything to the tip. Still fine. Let's give it a second little slam here. See if I can get all the way through. Whoop. Don't want to drop the quarter. This one punched through a little bit better. Didn't actually make it to the other side. You can see both those dimples. Let's give it one more go. Almost identical spot. Let's try this side here. By the way, our tip is still fine. Alright, well, I don't know what kind of quarters the Cajun Blaze was using, but anyway, interesting result here. We just lost our tip. In fact, it's stuck in the quarter. Hopefully we'll get this to go in nice and close. Where that hole is actually the tip of the blade. It just snapped off inside the quarter. So, what was that, 4 or 5 strikes? We lost our tip, never got through. So, let's try Spyderco Tenacious. Okay. First attempt. Assassinated George Washington. Got a little dimple, but didn't go through. Check out our tip there. Tip is totally fine. So, let's try it again. Oh, I dropped my quarter. And I went pretty deep into my deck rail there, so hang on a second. Alright, I'm back. Well, of course it goes in the wood fine. Still have my tip. But that was stupid. I completely missed the quarter. Alright, let's try this again. Stuck in the quarter. Didn't go all the way through. Nice little dimple on the back. Check our tip. Still have it. So let's keep going. Same deal, stuck in the quarter. It's not going through. See the dimples. Let's flip it over and try this other side. Still have our tip fully intact here. Alright, gave that one quite a bit of force. And it still did not go through. But, tip's still fine. Just keep attempting this. Alright, here we go. Tip's still good. Can't seem to get through the quarter though. Huh. Interesting. Check out our tip. Oh, we lost a tiny bit of our tip there. So, moral of the story, two comparable steels from two totally different knives and two totally different companies. Pretty much the exact same effect. Do we have a stronger lock on the cold steel? Sure. As far as performance, you're not gaining any kind of performance whatsoever between these two particular knives as far as stabbing coins go. They're both on the softer side. They both happen to have snapped. If we had a harder steel, really just, I mean, there's a lot of different factors here. How much actual strength they're using, it's going to vary each time you strike it. You know, how much angle you may be striking at, even though it's minute. There's a lot of different factors, but overall point of this video was just to show that it really doesn't make a difference what knife you use, unless it's a really fat, beefy fixed blade. You're going to get a little bit of deformation, or in this case, a tiny bit of snappage on your tip. For me, it's no big deal. I don't mind doing this for testing. I can you know, recreate a tip on both these knives. Although I did snap off a little bit more on the cold steel. You can see it's pretty blunted now. It literally snapped off, whereas the Spyderco just got a little bit less chipped off. But anyway, quick little comparison there. I didn't actually make it through either quarter, but still fun trying. And again, I'll go back to the point that you should probably use the correct tool for the job. If you want to stab quarters or anything metal or open cans, you know, if you have to use a knife to open your can, Tex, you better get a big old knife and you better get a fixed blade. There's no reason to be using folders for anything like that. And if you're talking about survival situation, what happens when I don't have a can opener, all I have is my knife, grab a rock. It'll work just as good and you could save your edge. Anyway, that's all. Alright, I'm back. So now that I've already ruined the tips on these knives and I have to reprofile them anyway, I figured I'd grab myself a hammer and I'd make sure that these go through the coins and see where we can go from there. So, first, let's go over the Spyderco and pick a quarter, grab the hammer, why do I keep dropping the quarter? Okay, pierce to the other side, finally. Hopefully you guys can see that. You can see a little bit of air through there. Bring it up real close. You can see the Spyderco through that hole. Alright, so there's the Spyderco. Let's check that tip again. No new damage since the initial snap off. As far as the butt handle goes, or the butt of the knife, a little bit of deformation in the scales there. No biggie. The knife still works fine. Towards the end, the liner lock did fail slightly. Just a little note there. but that's for the extreme pressure. Again, something you're never going to be doing with a folding knife. And let's grab Mr. Mr. Cold Steel here and do the same thing. Yay! Finally went through it. Okay, so obviously, as we could see here, clearly went through the quarter. There's Mr. Cold Steel back there. You can kind of see, maybe not. Anyway, clear through the quarter. Check out the tip. See, peel back the coating on here. But even hammering, it did not further the damage of the tip at all. It's still the same as the initial punching through or snap off. So interesting. I just since I couldn't manage to slam it through the quarter freehand, I felt the need to finish the job there, so I had to grab a hammer. That's all. So now it's time to grab my my Edge Pro Apex and reprofile these. By the way, awesome sharpening system. If you can afford to get one for yourself, it is definitely worth the money. Specifically for these type jobs where I can keep a constant angle, throw a low grit stone on there and really take off metal, reprofile, works wonders. But anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.